This episode of SpectreSoundStudios is brought to you by Drop, formerly known as Mass Drop. Hey everybody, how's it going? So today we're talking about open back versus closed back headphones because it seems to be the current hot topic right now. Everybody's kind of doing videos on it, thought might as well get involved.
Yeah.
So what we've got here are a couple different sets. I've got these this set of HD58X Jubilees from Drop.
And these are the Sennheiser HD 280 Pro.
Okay.
From Sennheiser.
Okay, great. So what's the big difference here with open back versus closed back?
Well, the main thing...
Is it like a Mac versus PC thing where the PC is always better?
No, it's the same, exactly the same, except completely different.
Okay.
Yeah. So with closed back, you're getting basically isolation, but the trade-off is because of the isolation, there's a smaller sound stage. Things feel a little more closed.
And for mixing, that can make judging your pans very difficult.
Yeah, it makes it harder for sure than the speakers.
You guys will always hear me, don't mix on headphones, don't mix on headphones. This has a much more open sound field, and honestly, it seems a little bit flatter. There's not so much hype in the bottom end.
Well, I mean, it depends on the headphones. Like these are higher grade than these. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we're back in the Windsor studio. I got Alex visiting here for a few days. We're working on some other things, and I've really had the chance to put some time in with these things. And just listen to some mixes and whatnot compared to my old standbys, which are a set of closed backs, K77s from AKG. I've listened to a lot of mixes on these. They've helped me evaluate a lot of mixes. And I got to say, these absolutely smoke the AKGs. It's not even close. I mean, it's just, these have like some weird honkiness going around right around 600 hertz. It's just kind of nasal sounding compared to these. This just seems a whole lot more open in the top end. I'm sure, the open back design's got a lot to do with that.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, the more time I've spent with it, the big thing for me is I can really make much better decisions in terms of how much bass I want on the sides. It's a much more of like a spatial thing for me that I have a much easier time dealing with.
Okay, for me, honestly, it seems like I can just hear the different elements of a mix better. I mean, this kind of smears the mid-range together, whereas this I can distinctly hear the bass guitar separated from the guitar is separated from the snare drum.
Yeah, I don't know.
Snare drum on this just sounds really, really awful, to be honest with you.
I don't know if it actually the sounds whiter, but it feels. I don't know. It's the best way to describe it. It sounds more 3D. Like there's it's almost as if you can feel the 3 dimensions of the snares up front or the kick is.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not only wider, but it seems like there's more depth going on.
That's the word. That's what I was looking for. Depth. Yes.
Yeah. So pretty damn impressive, I gotta say. And again, it's like if I was these days, especially if I was being forced to mix on something. I would definitely throw these out and use these for sure. They're just going to give you a better picture of what's going on. Obviously, headphones aren't going to be my first choice to mix on, but I would definitely prefer these. So I put these on and listen to British Steel because I'm old and, I like records where people could actually, play it on them instead of computers fixing everything. But it immediately brought me back to my teenage years when I was using, going to guitar lessons and waiting for the bus and that kind of thing and using, those little on-ear headphones you'd get with the cassette players of the day.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I had the on-ear ones too. They were, at the time, they kind of hurt you.
Yes, they did. These are super comfortable. I like that. But, there's definitely going to be some advantages and disadvantages to using an open-back headphone versus a closed-back headphone for over-ear. First and foremost is bleed. And we're going to show Alex cutting a couple vocal tracks here for a sec and show you guys exactly what we're talking about.
The darkness will rise to conquer the souls of many that wander this world alone. The evil of men brings nothing but death, as justice will battle the beast in the end. The darkness will rise to conquer the souls of many
Now, I don't know if either one's going to affect the performance as much. What do you prefer listening to when you're actually tracking your vocal?
Oh, definitely the OPENBACK.
Yeah. So if you can put up with the bleed, you might be able to get away with it, but it's kind of a trade-off thing. It's kind of a question of tolerance.
Yeah, so I'll say this. It depends on, because I'm also an engineer. So for me personally, I would first try and have a vocalist use the closed back. But if they're having a hard time with their pitch and like kind of like singing in the right mode, then I would probably have them go to the OPENBACK, because in the end they're gonna put out a better performance. And that's the bleed is not that big of a deal.
Exactly, especially when you've got awesome tools these days like RX and whatnot, and you can just gate out the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
So there is that. It might be a little more work in post. The other thing is you want to be careful taking these on mass transit because of the bleed. Like they're pretty freaking loud, and you can get a lot of noise. And if you're taking a bus or a train or something like that and you really want to kick out the jams, there's a very good chance you're going to piss off the person next to you.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in a train, the train might be loud enough if it's like a loud train.
Maybe a steam engine, but a modern electric train, say if you're going through Germany or something like that, not a good idea.
Yeah, no, not in Germany. In LA, you're fine because those things are so damn loud.
Yeah, in LA, you're fine because there's a very good chance you're never going to get a train.
Well,
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Now, I did want to test the isolation on these. So on the flight down here, down to LA, I actually wore these and watched a couple movies on my tablet. And honestly, nobody complained. Of course, then again, it was a jet, so it was kind of freaking loud. But the person next to me wasn't complaining. And honestly, I found the isolation was great.
Yeah. I mean, the isolation, it's still, there's still an enclosure, right?
Right,
like,
exactly.
It's not like fully closed. I mean, it's not going to be as good of isolation as a closed back, but it should be pretty decent. There's actually, I've used OPENBACK headphones where the isolation is even better than closed back headphones.
No kidding.
Yeah, they're really high end and they cost way too much money, but
okay, fair enough.
They exist.
Now the other thing I like about this is the cable is detachable. I think that's great. So if you do mess up your jack here, you can just get a replacement cable and away you go. And if you do a lot of traveling and if you're doing a lot of commuting, especially on public transit and that kind of thing, I found that was the thing I was dealing with a lot back in the Walkman days, is that these jacks wouldn't last very long, and you wind up with audio cutting out on one side. You have to hold it just absolutely perfect to get it to sound right.
And the cable would always be exposed, and you're like, no.
Oh yeah. The horrors of my youth and constantly running out of batteries. That always sucked. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to carry around like an extra set of rechargeable batteries, and then you had like a pocket full of about 12 tapes. You had to like hit fast forward and run through. When I was your age,
I'm sorry, tapes. What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, it was a shitty format. And for those of you people out there who are going, oh, tapes retro, it's awesome. No, it's not. It sucked. Always did, always will.
No, you know what I remember?
Cassettes, anyway.
You know what I remember the most about tape? Is like the tape getting messed up and having to use a pencil.
Oh yeah, everybody's done that at one time or another.
Yes, everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody over the age of 20.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Anyway, so I gotta say, pretty impressed with the overall soundscape on these. I mean, like if I was forced to mix on headphones, I definitely want to mix on these as opposed to a set of those. At least you can judge your pans, and if the frequency response is flat enough, it might be a good choice. I mean, like if you're in an apartment or something like that and you can't crank up a set of monitors, you might want to take a look at a good high quality set of OPENBACKs. These are $160 online. Definitely check these out at drop.com. Now, if you're planning on taking a lot of mass transit and listen to techno, I wouldn't really recommend OPENBACK headphones, mainly because you'll probably get beat up by the person sitting next to you. But for those of us who want to enjoy our soundscape and just want a nice, comfortable set of headphones, head on over to drop.com and check out the HD58X Jubilees. These are pretty damn awesome. As always, thanks so much for watching. Thanks very much to my good friend Alex for being on the show. And until next time, Hasadiga Eboi.
Later, guys.